All right, guys, welcome back to part two. We got our wall blocks here that we're going to be using to build out around our fire ring here. And off camera, I just pulled it up, the fire ring here. I just pulled it up and leveled it straight across, back and forth, so it's nice and level right now. And I also figured out I needed 11 blocks to go around this ring. And so now what we're going to do is start setting them in place and hammering them in so that they don't move, and you just follow along with us and we'll get this done. One thing you will need is a level. This is a 2-foot level and just a rubber mallet. It's about it at this point, and we'll just go ahead and start setting our blocks and leveling them out. So what I'm going to do right now is just placing so that I have a right hander, and I'll go back individually count and placing. Make sure we're all good. And just you do about an inch and a half off the ring. So we'll put it right there. That's what works out for all them wall stones all around. So one thing about wall stones is that if you look at them, two sides to the flat side. So what I'm going to do right now is just place them so that I know I have the right diameter, and then I'll go back and individually pound them into place and make sure we're all good that way. And I'm just keeping them about an inch and a half off of the ring so that we have a little bit of an air gap there. And that's also what works out for 11 wall stones all the way around. So one thing about these wall stones is that if you look at them, there's two sides. There's a flat side, and then there's also a side that has a little lip. One thing I see a lot of people do is they end up placing the blocks like this with the lip up. That's wrong. That lip is there to hook on to the next row, the row below it, so that it won't move, so it won't slide forward, off, and everything like that, because these are technically considered retaining wall blocks, although you can't really go too high with them because of that reason. It's not an actual retaining wall block that you would use for like a 10-foot retaining wall or something like that. These are just meant for decorative landscaping, holding back gardens and stuff like that. So just keep that in mind, that if you have the lip on there, the lip goes down. So just to give you guys a close-up, this is what it roughly looks like right now before I tap them into place permanently. But just kind of setting them there so that I get a good idea of where they're supposed to be. You can see we have that about an inch and a half gap there. And we'll just go now and level them up and tap them into place. So now that I have them where I want, I'm going to remove the ring and get that out of my way. And we will go through and level each one up. So I like the spacing. I think it looks good. We're just gonna line the backs up as we go so that it's nice and even all the way around. And I think we'll start with this one here. I'll take this one out so I know I'm not sitting on it with my level just yet. This side needs to go down a little bit. A little bit more. Almost there. That's it. And we'll check it this way. Good. So we'll just move on to the next one. I'll take this one out. And just so I know that I'm still keeping my diameter correct. I'll put that one back. I'll get this one. Feet down. That's good. I'm just gonna keep working our way around it, one block at a time. And just so I know that I don't mess up my last gap here, I'm just gonna put this block right back into place. Sometimes you gotta wiggle them in place a little bit to get them settled in. Once you get that, you can go ahead and start tamping it down. I just put my hand on there to stabilize it so it's not just bouncing all over the place. And we get this correct, this first layer, that just sets the stage basically for our next layer, which should end up being really nice. And what I'm doing, I'm just lining up the flat face of the back of this block. I'm just making my level parallel with that so that I know that I'm in line with this. I'm just gonna work my way all the way around. No rush. And I get it lined up this way first, leveled out this way first, because I can see the height is the same here. Another trick is if it's too low on one side, you can pick it up a hair and just give it the stone a tap, and that should pretty much line it up. And if not, you just take a couple like that, set it back into place. And continue on. I still got a little bit of a low spot here, so I'll just take that one block out, raise it up. There we go. Level that out. Set our next block in. Like I said, I'm just wiggling these into place. Again, the more time you take with this first course is the better your outcome's going to be. So I'm just going to keep moving along. All right, and that's our first course. Now comes the fun and easy part. So what we're gonna do is just split it in half. So we know that they gave us a little groove on the back side here to show us the center of the block. So what we're gonna do, we'll put that groove right on the seam. And work our way all the way around. Me personally, I like to keep going in the same direction that I started. This way, if anything is kind of messed up or wonky, I can see where it ends up at. But it's not exactly crucial to do that. And I can see another problem already. So start this way, and it actually looks like I might end up having to chisel off that back leg. Is one thing I didn't think about, miss on my part, is since it sits in a little bit, it makes the ring a little bit smaller each and every time you place a block. So we'll come around to this backside and we probably won't get another full block in. Maybe, but I don't think so. Well, in that case, what we can do is flip them upside down. And you'll see what I'm talking about in a second here. So what I'm doing now is I'm just lining up the faces together so that I keep the same outside diameter. And at the same time, I'm lining up that groove with the seam of the next one. And I know should be where we want to be. And now they're all lining up on the seams again, which is what we want. The reason I'm doing it this way and flipping them over, even though I know I said in the beginning, you got that lip and that's supposed to go down. I do have a cap block that I'm putting on top of this, so I know it'll be hidden anyways. And I can offset that cap block just enough to miss that leg. Another thing, just give it a brush with your hand, or if you have a dust brush, just brush it off before you set your next block. This way it sits nice and flat and even with the course below it. And moment of truth. Last block. Line all up. Make sure there's no gaps. We need to. All right. So that pretty much takes care of our second course. And now we just have our last course. But I'm gonna go get a dust brush and just brush that off to make sure my last course is really clean. And we'll take it from there. Finish it up, get the ring set in place, and see what we got. This is going to be the same thing. We're just going to line that up like that. Work our way all the way around. Some of these are cut on an angle, so I'm just kind of matching the angle back this way. As I go around and just and I think that's about it. Moment of truth. Grab our fire ring here. Set it in, see what it looks like. And there you go. That's it. Thank you for watching my video. If you like it, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down. And if you want to see a fire, let's get this thing to a few hundred likes, and I'll be sure to make a fire in this thing and show you guys what it does. Thank you.